Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Facebook parent company Meta agrees to settle a lawsuit for billions of dollars. We'll have the details on the landmark case. Plus, Senator Gary Peters is on his annual motorcycle tour. He made a stop in Marquette today to visit the construction of a home for veterans. And we'll hear why Michiganders may feel the impact of the recent tariffs from Canada more than other states. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
And a first look at your forecast, getting you ready for your Thursday. We are going to dry things out. There may be a stray shower or two left over, but most of the day is going to be dry. We'll start off on the cloudy side, but at least those high temperatures will reach close to 70 degrees for us here in Marquette. But the further south you get, of course, a little bit warmer that it is. So Iron Mountain about 76, Newberry around 70, Eagle Harbor area mid 60s. Gradually clearing cloud cover for your Thursday. I'll let you know how the rest of the week and the weekend is shaping up in just a few short minutes.
Meta reaches a multi-billion-dollar settlement in a lawsuit over teen social media addiction. Gwen Baumgartner has more on this landmark deal.
The $17.1 billion settlement ends a federal trial and resolves claims from nearly every state alleging Meta undermined children's mental health.
The data is clear. More time on social media tends to be correlated with depression, anxiety, body image issues, susceptibility to addiction, and interference with daily life, including learning.
The tech giant also agreed to add stronger safeguards on Facebook and Instagram to protect children, including daily time limits and nighttime blocking.
The framework we've negotiated will empower parents to easily manage their children's access to our platforms.
But that framework came too late for parents like Victoria Hinks.
No amount of money is ever going to bring my beautiful daughter back. I miss her every day.
She blames social media addiction for the suicide of her daughter Alexandria in 2024. Hinks says she's satisfied with the settlement as long as the deal is properly enforced.
Hope this isn't just, oh, this is the cost of doing business and they go back to doing what they were doing.
Meta, in a blog post, said the agreement is an important step and urged TikTok and YouTube to enact similar measures.
Because teens move fluidly across dozens of apps, we need an industry-wide solution.
Meta still faces other lawsuits from individuals and school districts and says it will continue to fight those claims.
More than a decade after Flint's water crisis began, no public official has ever been convicted of a crime connected to it. Criminal charges against 9 former officials were dismissed in 2022. A new report from the Attorney General's office explains why prosecutors never tried again.
If we knew what was going to happen, we would have gone a different direction. But I can tell you that even just presenting, for example, a preliminary examination where you present your evidence in front of a judge, it's very different than what it looks like when you put together a full trial in front of a jury that is open and public.
The Attorney General's office says restarting the cases would have required a significantly different legal process along with years of additional work. The report says the people of Flint will likely never get to see that evidence presented in a criminal trial. On his 10th and final statewide motorcycle tour, U.S. Senator Gary Peters visited Marquette this morning to tour the construction of the new D.J. Jacobetti Michigan Veteran Home. WZMQ's Andrew Hans has more from Peters, as well as an update on the project.
In what he's calling the Thank You Michigan Tour, outgoing U.S. Senator Gary Peters is traveling the state in a familiar fashion on a Harley-Davidson Heritage Classic.
So I spent a lot of time in a car. This is a big state, but I thought, in the summer, I'm an avid motorcyclist. If I got to go from point A to point B, why not do that on a motorcycle? It's a nice, smooth riding bike and a good way to take in all the beauty of our great state.
This morning, Peters toured ongoing construction of the Michigan Veteran Home's D.J. Jacobetti facility. Peters explains the roughly $95 million project was unable to be funded solely by the state of Michigan, leading to his cooperation with a group of bipartisan lawmakers. Peters was able to ultimately gather $57.6 million in funds for the home.
So it's an ongoing challenge to get the resources for it. There are a lot of demands, but the state program that's behind this Jacobetti Center is really a model for the country where the state is involved with the federal government. As I don't run for re-election, to see this home now opening up shortly thereafter for veterans is very gratifying, and certainly I appreciate all the support from the folks in the Marquette community.
During the tour, the project's interim administrator and assistant superintendent explained some of the facility's ongoing timeline. After breaking ground in May last year, the project is anticipated for completion in the fall of 27.
Progress has been great. I mean, the construction team is really working hard. They worked all through the entire winter doing footings and foundations, hoping that, beginning of 28 we'll be moving our first vet in and starting the progress of the transition.
The 38-acre space will feature private housing and multiple community spaces for 108 veterans. Peters will continue his ride down to Traverse City and Grand Rapids before wrapping up in Lansing. Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
In the race for Secretary of State, current Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist is representing the Democrats, facing off against Republican candidate Anthony Forlini. Forlini currently serves as the Macomb County Clerk and is a former state representative. He says his experience in those positions makes him the right person for the job. As for voter ID, he says it should be absolutely necessary.
To do something as sacred as voting in the state of Michigan, you should produce an ID, period. And the fact that it's optional and there's not really a good process in place, if you say, well, I don't have my ID, there's not a good system in place which ensures that that vote doesn't count if you don't produce it later.
Forlini says he isn't focused on representing only Republicans. He'd rather focus on keeping politics out of the job.
I'm not very political. I want to get things done. People in Macomb know that. Democrats as well as Republicans know that I don't play favorites. I don't play politics. I play, let's get the job done and let's provide a service to the public. That's what we're paid to do.
Election Day is November 3rd, and you can find our full interview with Anthony Forlini on our website. Canada announced its own set of tariffs against the U.S. on Tuesday in response to the American tariffs on several Canadian goods. Both countries will now pay import taxes of up to 50% for things like alcohol, steel, wood, and sporting goods, just to name a few. Jack Springate tells us why experts say Michigan families will feel the impact to their wallets more than other parts of the country.
Higher cost of doing business, higher cost of running a farm, a higher cost at the grocery stores.
The U.S. placed a 50% tariff on Canadian steel to make cars, lumber to build homes, and numerous consumer products like alcohol, paper goods, and dairy.
There is no doubt that consumers are going to bear the brunt of the back and forth, the retaliatory tariffs and across the border.
New tariffs on lumber are expected to slow down the rate of new homes being built and make buying a home more expensive.
It's making a lot of builders not look at it and say, hey, it's not worth it right now. It's not worth to develop this subdivision. It's not worth it to have this.
Other products like fertilizer and gas are exempt from the 50% tax hike, but existing tariffs on those items will still have a ripple effect on consumer prices, according to experts.
That becomes more expensive, passed on to the farmers. Farmers pass it on throughout the food supply chain, and so now we're going to see further higher prices in the grocery store.
Americans have been enduring the short-term pain, and Angelori says he's skeptical about the promises of a long-term gain.
We haven't seen any evidence that now we're 18 months into it and we're still have higher prices. We still have tariffs on a lot of goods.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, we'll hear what's new this year at Gladstone and Rapid River schools with students now back in the classroom. And the Delta Conservation District is celebrating 75 years of serving the area. We'll have that and more in just a couple minutes.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. High temperature today, 71. That average is 73. Only a 1/10 of an inch of rain, at least as of about 5:30. We didn't pick up too much more, and it was gradually drying out throughout the rest of the evening. So it is on the cooler side, and it will continue to do so. But when we talk about the weekend, it's going to warm up. Yes, we'll have some rain in the forecast, but we're counting down the weekends until fall because maybe you're trying to squeeze in those last-minute summertime activities. We have technically 4 weekends left until the fall equinox, which is exactly on September 22nd. September 1st, though, starts meteorological fall, which is September, October, and November. I know lots of kiddos across the country have been going back to school, but we're still holding on to some summertime. We still have some summer weather left, at least in this immediate 7-day forecast. So tomorrow morning, the cloud cover will still hang around a bit. It does clear out, but with that sunshine, can't rule out a little stray drop or two for the afternoon. I'm not fully convinced by it, but I also can't confidently put 0% chance of rain for tomorrow. So we'll put it around 10%. I mean, it's one of those days where if you get that raindrop, it's going to be for maybe 5 minutes, if anything. So tomorrow's dry. And then Friday, basically the same thing. The cloud cover moves in and out. And because of that wind shift, a little bit of that southerly influence, it just brings more moisture into the area. So that's why we maybe get those pop-up showers, or at least the model itself wants to put it there. But I'm not convinced by the rain for the rest of the week at all. So we have a dry rest of the week before we go into the weekend. Your blades bait and tackle fishing outlook for tomorrow gets a 1 out of 4 star. But if you want to get out and fish, your best times, if you're wanting to go out very early in the morning, about 12:15 to 2:15 a.m., but then during the day, around 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. We have that full moon, and it has that reddish hue to it because it's not only just a full moon, it is going to also be a partial lunar eclipse. So the full moon itself, it's named as the sturgeon moon for the sturgeon fish, typically being in abundance across the Great Lakes at this time of the year. That peak for the full moon will be at 12:18 a.m. So it says Friday, but remember it's when you go to sleep on Thursday, just barely into early Friday morning. So tomorrow night, and the partial lunar eclipse, it's about 96%. So you can't technically name it the total lunar eclipse, but it's pretty close. It is going to still be something I think at least worth viewing if you have any interest at all in all of the stars and the planets and all of that fun stuff. And that maximum eclipse time just before the full moon. So if you want to set your alarm clock for anything, if you will be asleep, it's at 12:12 a.m. So I would set it for midnight just to give yourself a little time to wake up and remember why you set your alarm. But that is going to be really nice. It has that reddish hue to it. Hopefully the cloud cover works out. We should be able to see it though for Thursday night going into Friday. We'll talk more tomorrow about the scattered shower chances, but at least it gets warmer. The weekend we should see those temperatures getting to the mid to upper 70s.
This week marks the beginning of a new school year for students in Gladstone and Rapid River. Our Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons spoke with their superintendent about what's new this fall and how the year is going so far.
It's literally my favorite time of year. Obviously, second favorite time of year is the end of the school year. It's a whole lot of enthusiasm and excitement.
In Gladstone, the halls are noisy with students now, but over the summer, they were filled with a different kind of commotion. From the renovation of the high school weight room to the installation of new lockers in the junior high.
Custodians were able to remove all of the old lockers. We ordered new, larger lockers. It was something that was been on our wish list 3, 4, 8, 10 years. Finally able to pull the pin, so that's exciting.
Over in Rapid River, the district has been upgrading the football bleachers, completing asphalt work, and updating signage.
It feels good to be at the end of most of that. Everything's looking great. We're really pleased with the progress that was made and really just the way our in-house folks pulled together, were flexible, and got everything done.
Both districts are fully staffed this year, and Gladstone is one of several schools throughout the state piloting an approach called teaming, meaning some elementary classes have more than one teacher.
The research is amazing for what it does for students because they can be a lot more personalized when you have more sets of eyes. It helps staff members who are hardwired to want to work together. They want to be social. We really want to be on that leading edge of working together. We believe that's important to teach our kids, so then it's also important for us to model.
Whether in Gladstone or Rapid River, the superintendent encourages students and families to become an active part of their school community.
The more involved you are, the more questions you ask to start, the better your experience is going to be. Our strength strength is our people. So they're willing to build those relationships. Staff is happy to be back. Students are happy to be back. Seems like we're off to a great start of a school year.
Reporting in Gladstone, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
The Delta Conservation District is celebrating 75 years of community service. For the district's annual meeting, staff hosted a celebration at Saunders Point Brewing in Gladstone. Attendees met with representatives from the district's partner organizations, voted for the newest Conservation District board members, and learned about the important work the district has done throughout the county in the past year.
It is such a great community to work in. We've got such great natural resources, and we're here to help protect those natural resources from invasive species, working with local landowners to help rebuild our forests, farmers so that we can keep good soil in the area. So it's been great.
Saunders Point Brewing teamed up with the Lavender Company to brew a special honey lavender wheat beer exclusively for the celebration. This evening, the streets cleared out and left behind the last Wednesday market of the season. The Downtown Marquette Farmers Market wrapped up its summer Wednesday night series tonight, closing out months of live music, local vendors, fresh produce, and community gatherings on the 100 block of West Washington Street. Among the regulars this season was Mike Shelifo, owner of Black Moon Clay, selling handcrafted pottery and jewelry.
The nice thing about Wednesdays is it's really chill. We got live music. It's kind of spread out throughout downtown, so it's been a really great event. Marquette is a really special place in that it's a nice small town. Everyone's really supportive of the arts, and it affords us the ability to be full-time artists.
The Saturday Farmers Market will still continue through October at the Marquette Commons, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Saturday. Still to come on your 19 News, the world continues to react to the death of music legend Dolly Parton. We'll have that and more after this.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Why you may keep your language skills into old age and the health condition that's skyrocketing among young people. Our own John Truitt has some of the day's top health stories.
The U.S. is seeing an explosion of young people diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. A Colorado School of Public Health study found type 2 diabetes cases among people aged 10 to 19 increased nearly tenfold between 2002 and 2023. The study's authors say this should be a wake-up call for parents to support healthy eating and daily physical activities for kids. 3/4 of parents say they have trouble getting their child to eat a healthy breakfast. A University of Michigan poll found 1 in 3 parents say their child has 15 minutes or less to eat breakfast before school. And only 1/3 of parents say their child's breakfast is low in added sugar. Most parents also said they tend to choose breakfast foods their child likes over meals that prioritize nutrition. Most older adults can retain their language skills even as other cognitive functions decline. Researchers with an MIT Boston University study found that unless someone is impaired by a stroke or dementia, most people retain their language skills in old age. Brain imaging showed in older adults their language processing activity was nearly identical to a young person's. Those are some of the day's top health stories. John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
As people live longer, they're wanting more from their golden years, and the result is anything but your grandfather's retirement home. Now, resort-style senior living communities are popping up across the country. Ite Hot takes us inside a luxury living center in California.
For most people, a 5-star meal is reserved for birthdays and anniversaries. For 87-year-old Donna Barker, it's just called dinner. But Donna doesn't call an Uber.
Oh, here we go.
She calls an elevator.
Initially, I didn't come here for the food, but you can't drag me away from here now.
That's because this fine dining restaurant is smack dab in the middle of her retirement community, Villa Marin. And the menu is created by executive chef Ensign Wong, whose resume includes the French Laundry, one of the most exclusive kitchens in America.
Here I found the satisfaction, the reward, that you put a smile to them.
Welcome to resort-style senior living, a growing category of retirement communities built less like nursing homes and more like luxury cruise ships. A recent report shows the senior living market is expected to soar from $76 billion in 2026 to $102 billion by 2031.
People are planning for this years in advance.
Villa Marin CEO Nicole Mashburn says baby boomers are redefining retirement.
It was a place to come and die, and now it's a place to come and live.
Here, residents own their own apartments and pay an average of $6,000 a month on HOA fees. Ken Dykewald, a psychologist who's written extensively about the golden years, says with more than 80 million people over the age of 65, not everyone can afford them.
For the average person, they're just out of touch, out of range right now.
As for Donna,
how many stars would you give it?
Oh, for sure 5. Michelin.
Dolly Parton's family says they are planning a small private funeral for the legendary singer and songwriter. She died yesterday at 80 years old after a brief fight with cancer. In Tennessee and around the world, fans are remembering Parton as an inspiration. Skylar Henry has more from her Dollywood theme park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
In Tennessee's Sevier County, the 130-year-old courthouse bell tolled Wednesday in memory of hometown hero Dolly Parton.
Been on the verge of crying since I heard. She was so special. And I'm blessed to be from Sevier County.
Nearby at Dollywood, visitors pause for a moment of silence. Fans say it's a bittersweet day to walk through the theme park she built.
One of a kind.
Jay King and Robert Bales were here Tuesday when an employee told them she had just died.
We went outside and he kind of needed to take a few minutes to process it and broke down a little bit.
Visitors and employees here at Dollywood are mourning the loss, but the park's president says that this will continue to be a place that honors her legacy.
We carry her light forward. We will always love deeply. We will always dream big, and we will continue to put wings to the things that she wanted to do.
For many, the music defines Dolly's legacy.
Jolene, Jolene.
But for others, like 7-year-old Remy,
Dolly Parton.
It's the Imagination Library, the monthly delivery of books to help kids read.
It helps me learn and focus.
Tributes for the singer came in from across the globe. The Royal Band at Buckingham Palace playing 9 to 5. Here in the U.S., the White House lowered its flag to half-staff, while the Empire State Building was aglow in pink.
Hollywood is getting a taste of nostalgia with the return of Ali G and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Plus, a tribute to the late singer Amy Winehouse with the upcoming release of Never Before Heard songs. Gwen Baumgartner has tonight's entertainment headlines.
It's been 20 years since the late Amy Winehouse took the music world by storm with the album Back to Black and its hits Rehab and You Know I'm No Good. In honor of the anniversary, the album is being reissued. It will include live recordings, notes from her collaborators, and 4 unreleased demos. The Back to Black re-release will happen in late October. Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey could soon be reprising their roles as Andy and Ben. Variety reports that Hudson is set to produce a sequel of the 2003 rom-com How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Paramount, reported to be developing this project, has not commented on the storyline or timeframe.
Has been gone for 20 years, chilling.
He's known for his chaotic comedy, and now Sacha Baron Cohen is back along with his alter ego Ali G in this new trailer.
What kind of father do you want to be?
Thinking absent.
In the new mockumentary Ali G, Who Is I?, his character is taking on fatherhood, podcasting, and TikTok trends. The film comes out this fall and marks Cohen's directorial debut. The Tribe has spoken, and another season of Survivor is headed to CBS and Paramount+. Today, the new castaways competing for season 51 will be revealed during live stream on the official Survivor YouTube channel. The new season premieres in less than a month.
Now stay tuned. When we come back, Kelly Rowland will have our final look at weather. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
And a final check of your forecast as we head into tomorrow, starting to get closer to the weekend. We have a fairly seasonal, slightly cooler side of things for a day tomorrow. We start off with mostly cloudy skies. That's when we can see maybe a stray raindrop, but I'm not fully convinced by it. That northern breeze is going to keep things pretty stable and dry. Our high temperature should round off into the upper 60s, but some places we'll see the lower 70s, maybe even pushing closer to 80 degrees the closer you get to Menominee. So fairly seasonal day for most of us. Again, again, here's that very isolated chance of rain for the morning. And then again for Thursday night, but we really should just be on the dry side for the rest of the week. That pattern slightly changes as we get into the weekend, but so does the temperatures. The 6 to 10 day outlook is pointing to warmer than normal temperatures, but we already see that settling in for the weekend. So the warmer temperatures and the heat and humidity may bring in those scattered shower chances, so we will track that. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for another look at your forecast.
Finally tonight, a new fall tradition is coming to Marquette next month, and it's for a good cause. United Way of Marquette County and Ordock Brewing Company are teaming up for Steins for Good. The event is an inaugural Oktoberfest-inspired fundraiser on September 27th from 1 to 5 p.m. at Ordock. Proceeds will stay local, supporting United Way's work addressing food security, housing youth opportunity, and other community needs across Marquette County.
We'll have different events throughout the day, stein holding contest, costume contest, pretzel eating. Everything's going to be family friendly. Trying to have a good time, raise some more awareness, and raise some funds for the much needed needs in our community.
Tickets to Steins for Good are available now through Eventbrite. A link can be found on our website. That's it for tonight, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.